And then below the name box, you're going to have where it says guild. That should also be checked. So now that everyone has gotten that, what I want you to do then is go ahead and exit out of your interface. I want you to type in your guild chat test. You should, after doing that, should have something pop up that says officer beside. Well, it'll be your text with your name with officer beside it. Does anyone not see that?
Nope, work perfect.
I don't see Chell yet.
She's already posted.
I already posted in there. Nada.
You did already posted it in there. It's working.
Correct.
Good. Anyone here not have that? Just wanted to double check.
Okay, had to scroll. Yes, I see it.
Okay, good.
All right, so that part's done. Now we're going to move on to guild leader. As you all know, we used to all use SGI, which is almost like cold calling up people on the phone. Hello, want to join our guild? But the problem is that add-on has been removed from Twitch. There are still going to be GMs that require to use it. If that is the case, your GM, what I would suggest is asking your GM after you're done here today to see if they do want you to use it. And if they do, they will help you to download it and to install it onto your computer and set it all up. So one thing that did choose to do is, since it's more reliable, we are using Guild Leader. The only thing is with Guild Leader, for many people, it does seem, not many, but I don't know, maybe 20% of officers, it doesn't seem to work. They will end up having problems with it with tons of Lua errors and explosions. And we did find a fix for that, and that was adding Autoholic. That's the only reason why we would have made Autoholic. So, since everyone's already installed their add-ons, I'm gonna go back into get this set up. So, I'm going to have you all press escape and then back into interface. And then up at the top left, you're going to click on add-ons. And then when you come down, you're going to find Guild Leader. And it's actually in here, it'll show as two words, not one. All right, so when you have this open, did everyone get that open where they could see like zone recruitment, new members?
Got it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So you want to click on the recruitment tab. And then I want you to click on zone recruitment. When you do that, what we're going to do is we're going to set this up. So you know how you see zone spams, selling this or whatever in trade chat, or to, people basically sponsoring, join other guilds and stuff. That's what I'm helping do. So in order to do that, first of all, do you see where it says interval and there's like a little slider? I want you to set that to 60. I don't want you really to
I'm
go
sorry,
less
you
than
cut
that.
out. You said 60?
60, yes.
Okay.
If you go less than that, there's a possibility that people will start reporting you for spam, and we don't want that to happen to you.
Let alone that we would get a reputation for being annoying.
Yeah, I probably already have.
It comes with the territory.
You're still going to have people trolling and stuff when they see your messages and stuff in trade or in general or whatever. I just ignore them because The interval is set at 60. And then up at the top, you're going to have check boxes. I want you to make sure city spam is enabled and then zone spam.
Well, if they go into there's a chance they will spam twice if you have both of them up. So I don't know if you want both of them up, Minnie. I just keep the zone one on.
I do both, and because the reason why I do both is because I have it spam trade, and then I have it spam
The zone.
your zone. So do you see at the bottom where it says city channel number and zone channel number, how there's different numbers?
Yes.
Mine, I have it set to 1 and 2. You will have to check on your your own to see if what 1 is, and you just do that by down where you will be sending message and all. Type /1.
So you want city to be 2?
I want it to be. Let me see. I want it under
Trade.
general chat for you. And then I would put it so, and that's why you got to go through the /2 /3 to know what channels are for what in your settings.
So wait, you want city channel to be general or trade?
I want you to, it doesn't matter which one. You could put it in either or. So what I'm saying is for your channel numbers down here, you want whatever channel your trade is, and then on the other one, whatever channel your general is.
Okay.
Did that make sense to you? Sorry if that was yeah. Did everyone then find which ones are for their channels?
I'm not finding a trade channel.
What do you have right now?
I think it changes when you're not in a city, right? But mine's right now 1 is general and 2 is trade.
2 is what?
Trade channel.
I'm in Borealis right now.
Me too.
You might have to. Do you not have a trade channel OLED? Might not have ever
Not typically. Yeah, normally I quit it because it was just so annoying.
That's probably why. I'm trying to remember how do you join trade. Is it /join?
Yeah, I just joined it. So city you want general and zone you want trade?
Yep. You want to do at least your general chat and your trade chat. So this is what I'm going to explain. The 60-minute intervals. So you can be anywhere in the game, logged in for hours at a time, and whatever message in this general chat message that we put in here is going to be spammed. So that will go in your in your trade, okay? And your general is kind of like your zone spam. So say you're in Borealis and then you go over to the boat. Technically, that's a different zone. So then your spam will go off again. But since you logged into the game in Borealis, your spam should have went off in Borealis, went over to the boat to go do your missions. Your spam went off again. You come back to Borealis, I don't know, say you're running to the bank. It will not go off again then, at least for another hour. This keeps track of how often you spam the zones. If you do happen to see that it starts going wacko, and you know your interval is set for like 60 minutes, because this goes up to 120 minutes. You can always then, if you need to, shut this back off. So you know where the check boxes are and stuff to shut this off. Should you see that you're spamming the zone a whole bunch and there's something wrong with the add-on. So, now that we got that, let me see. I'm going to give you... We need to find zone spams to put out there. And I'm going to give a link to you guys. If you guys click in here into Discord in the new officer training, I'm going to give you a link to a document. This document will have zone spams, and they should all fit into the general chat message. You're going to have to scroll down in this document. I'm going to scroll down to... It's still loading. Zone general chat. There's several that are here. There is a possibility that when you put in your messages that they could be too long. These ones that are here have been already tested, so we know that they work. You are welcome to make your own message, but there's a couple things that you should have in it. You should have that you have to be at least 8. You should somehow put out the message that, you know, we're a cross-realm community or cross-realm guild. Those is pretty much the only big one really to put out.
I find that like some of the problems I've come across while recruiting, not so much with this though, but if people hear the numbers of how many members we have, they get really overwhelmed. So I try to keep that out of the message.
Do you?
Yes.
A lot of these don't have 18 in them.
If they
Ones
do
that are-
not have 18, this is what I was going to say. When members message you about, ask them.
You're cutting out again, Minnie.
If a member messages you then to ask to join, you're going to get those. They're going to say invite me. One of the first things I always ask someone is, are you at least 18? If they say yes, okay, then great. The only other thing you want to say, so you want to ask if they're 18, and then tell them that the guild has a couple rules. No politics, no hate speech, no religion, no discriminative speech. That's it. I made macros for those. I can share those here for you guys too to save. So then I have 2 macros off to the bar to make it easier for me. If you're using Windows Instant Messenger though, I cannot get those to work for that. So that's what I would do. If you want to come up with your own message, ask your GM to see if they're okay with the message that you're using. Make sure that it's okay to use. I'm going to put...
I posted the one I use.
Yep, I just put in mine.
I wish Barb was here because hers rocks and she gets a lot of recruitments from her. Something about are you footloose and guild free or something.
Footloose and fancy free. Or I know what you see or you're saying because I've seen it too. And I don't think it's in this. No, it's not in this general or the zone general chat. Another thing to keep in mind is if you're making your own macro for this, it can end up too long. And how to avoid from doing that is you would have to go in where you make your own macros here in game. You know, if you go escape macro, and then because there's a character limit, you can type all your things in there. Like I said, just double check with your GM to make sure they okay it. To make sure it's, you know, good to go to send out.
Sounds good.
Did
Oh.
everyone?
I actually do have a question though.
Sure.
It says there's a macro for when they reply yes my first time. What if they are? What if it is not their first time?
New mem- well, Oh, these are just other additional macros that people have. That's what you're talking about, right? These are macros that people made on their own and then put onto their bars or whatever so they can use them. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like if you made your very own macro to say congrats to people, it's the same thing. Which I actually don't think I have. It was there. All right. So now that that part's done, everyone has their messages in, I'm assuming.
Yes, ma'am.
So to test this, what I would do is I would try can fly outside of your zone. I would go ahead and close this and fly outside of your zone.
If I could fly.
Well, can you run?
I'm a
just
running.
kidding. That was just a play on I want that flying in BFA really soon.
Oh, gosh,
Just go to
yes.
the boat.
I'm sick and tired of running. Because to be honest, the end of Legion, we didn't have flying either. On Argus, we did not. So I'm tired of running.
I mean, I do like the zone design, but I've had enough of it.
Yeah, I've seen and been killed in every inch of it. I'm ready to fly over some of it.
Most of us are.
Mine work.
Good. Everyone else?
Didn't go off. It says I see my name, officer, but nothing.
Do you have your trade and stuff turned on?
Yep.
When you put it in, did you hit accept?
Yeah, I'll check that right now.
Also, did you make your own macro, or did you take one that was already available?
Filled in from this. Give me a second, and I'll tell you. I probably just screwed up and didn't hit accept. Classic me.
Does not appear to have gone off from me.
It may be too long. Shorten it a little.
Change all your ands to the and sign. See if that helps.
Oh, mine went off.
Good.
And remember, any changes you make, you still have to hit accept afterwards.
Did anyone else not get it to work?
I'm good now.
It's working?
Yep.
Okay. So there are other things that are in the guild leader that can be used, but I don't go over that with you. I leave that for your GMs to help you guys with, because there is a spot that shares macros and whatnot into. So like, say you got something to say to the guild, like it could be about an event or something like that. There's spots to store those. I leave that for the GMs to go over with you, because depending on how many officers are on your realm, it could end up being that you have constant spam. And, well, most members don't like constant spam. They get tired of it. Or they get so used to seeing it that they just ignore them anyways. So I leave that alone. Alright, so there's that. Let me see what else.
May I say something?
Go ahead.
You will get a lot of negative feedback, people telling you to fuck off, things like that. Ignore it. Take it with a grain of salt. Don't let it get you down.
Yeah.
All right, I got somebody asking for a guild.
Nice.
Grass.
Also, it went off in general, but I don't see it going off in trade.
You might have the wrong number channel for that. Might be why.
You could have added an extra channel, or you could have deleted it. Who knows?
I mean, trade is definitely 2, and that's what I have it on.
Okay.
I
And
definitely
then,
have trade as 2, is what I mean.
so you have city span checked off in the box.
Yes.
Maybe sometimes it takes a bit. I would probably check off, just to test it out, check off the zone spam, and then click on manual spam button and see if it comes up. And then once you figure out if it's working or not, then check back the box for zone spam.
This is the I need to go to promote people. It's over. Crowd.
You need me to do anything, Minnie?
You can start going over about because we really don't need a break yet. We're gonna start.
Oh wait, this person's from Anvilmar. We don't have a branch there, do we?
We do not. I would tell them that I'm sorry we don't have a guild on Anvilmar, and then ask them, do they have tunes on any other servers?
Or you could also say they can make a character on whatever server you're on, and then still be able to use our Discord and stuff with their other characters.
How would you be messaging someone that's not on your server?
Well, they could be. Are you in a group? currently?
Sharding.
What is sharding?
It's because it's in general. So if there's people like in a different zone or in the same zone as you, they could be in groups or anything else like that. Kind of like when you go out in open world. That's how. It's a general spam that hits the zone. So you got to imagine if people are grouped up with others and stuff like that, and they can end up crossed over into your realm, then they catch you. They catch that message. You get them then from all over the place then. It's pretty crazy. Because I get them from all over too.
That's why on my guild leader I have mature content, and then behind that I put Airy Peak, so they know that I'm recruiting for Airy Peak.
All right, it works with manuals. It worked manual spam.
Okay, so then yeah, it's just on a different timer, so
Okay.
fine.
I am trying to get down to this up. Because we're going to have to make sure people are promoted and whatnot in game. We can start going over about roster notes and whatnot. You want well.
Want me to go over roster notes?
Yep.
Okay. Hold on one second. All right. So when you bring up your guild and communities tab, you want to make sure that you're filling out the notes correctly, which involves under the regular note, you're going to put the person's main character, and then you're also going to either put following with a dash, and then after would be either a main or an alt. Under the officer's note, you always want to put the join date. Us on World War S Acquired, our official what would you call it? Outline for that would be we put the day they join, then the 3-letter date, followed by a hyphen and the 2-digit end of the year. So mine says 27th of January, 19.
I'm sorry. Where am I accessing this exactly?
Under guild and communities, if you click on just click on anyone in your guild, you'll see it under. Yes. You want to make sure these are all straight because it helps us keep track of, for one, we can find out if someone's like messing around in guild, then we can know if they're what character their main is, and we can get rid of all their characters if we need to kick them all out. Also, the dates help us for like the 30-day purges. I mean, there's not a whole lot there. Make sure that their ranks match all their characters. All their characters have to have the same rank. That could be easily found in if you type /G roster in the chat. You would, let's see if I can do this right. You would click on name and then click on note. These two tabs up on the top there, and you should be able to get everyone's notes in the same order, so then you can make sure that everyone's ranks are the same.
You said type /G roster.
Yes, that'll bring in the old interface that we used to have for World of Warcraft.
Would have put I'm sorry, go ahead, what?
I typed /G roster and it just said /G roster.
/G roster.
Make sure you're putting a space between the G and roster.
No space.
You don't need a space, no space. One word, it's the / and then G roster. Let me know when everyone's had that the little interface thing pop up for me.
You're using a / Ola. Try /.
Yeah, I did / first and it didn't work. So I tried the other way. It worked this time.
Okay. So at top, you can see where it says name. I want you to click on that. And then after you've clicked on that, go ahead and click on the one that says note. And that should organize everything where everybody's notes should be together.
So I go guild status note.
And that's how I keep track to make sure everyone's ranks are the same, especially when you get like people that just got promoted and you got to promote all their characters.
I just posted in the Discord new officer training area how to show how the notes should be properly placed in for those tunes.
Thank you.
One thing to note is there's only ever going to be one main for every member throughout all of the servers. So a good example would be, I don't know, I have tunes all over the place.
Ditto.
So, yep, a couple of us GMs do, and then there's a couple members that do as well. But I only have one main, and that main is where my home realm is. So that follows, but I chose whoever, that's basically whoever I joined guild with, right? So I'm going to type this down here.
The ones on Dalaran can look, click on my name and look and see how mine's written.
If you look, you'll see that they pretty much say like person's name and then a hyphen and then main. And if you find other ones, when you open up that /G roster, which I don't ever use the guild and communities part because often on a lot of realms, a lot of times it's broke. You go to promote someone and it just can't sometimes promote people or fix their notes. It was a great idea by Blizz, but there's been a lot of problems with it since. So I just do the /G roster. All one word. Again, if you open up notes and you click on that, that'll put people in order, like alphabetical order. So if you see like Z's up at the top, it means it's going in descending order. If you see A's at the top, then it's going in the correct order, you know. And then if you go down and see if you can find someone that has, it'll say the same name a couple times in a row. In this office training so I could show you what it looks like.
While she's doing that, I want to say something to the Dalaran members. I'm going to have to leave before the training is over, and I need you to know this. You will not get the rights to promote anybody higher than Allegiant right now, and it's nothing that I can help. It's because we had to rebuild Dalaran. It takes 7 days for any authenticators to actually show up. So if there's any issues with anything, it's unfortunately a 7-day wait from the day you join the guild.
Okay.
Well, just be patient.
Thank you.
Have you guys found anyone that had a couple names in a row? Like in the rosters?
So far on Dalaran, I'm not seeing that, but I am.
Okay, make sure you're showing offline numbers also. If you check on mine, I have an alt.
Are you talking over the notes section? Because I got like Bewitch has several alts.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yes.
do see it. Okay.
Brunor has several.
Yep.
Actually, they spelled his name wrong.
Cool. Makes it good to keep track of people.
Yep. So if you guys don't see that, I just in this new officer training channel, I showed you how it should do. If you do the /G roster, all one word, pop that open. You want to make sure show offline members is checked. And up at the top for the drop down, you want view status. And then you click note. And then you can see where the numbers are, where under notes, where they come in a row. And if you click on those, you'll see that there's like different ones. Again, like I said, there's only one main. And then, you know, if they have a pile of them, then there's different alts. This is good too, like, you know, say someone decides then to join on Discord, right? And then they message their GM, hey, I've joined Discord. Then you can easily pull up all their tunes on that realm and then promote them. Sometimes people are missed, or say sometimes someone then adds a new tune. Typically, when I was just an officer, I would try to open this up to try to help the GMs because people add new tunes all the time. And then I would try to see if I could find any, like mine. This has several Valdoxan and I could see, like, I would try to pull them all up. And then if I seen one of them that had like an initiate rank and the other ones had an allegiant rank, then I would give that one all of the allegiant rank as well. It just makes less work for your senior officers or your GMs.
Sounds good.
Now, if you look, I had uploaded all these pictures here too. The second one is how your date should look. You just put in joined, and then, I mean, just follow the format the best that you can. You can also see in that one, it says this person's name is Megara. And then it'll say Mystical Alt. So that means his main is Mystical. So what happens if you got someone that, all right, say there's me, and my home realm right now is Wormers Accord. But I go and I join on Moonguard. Does anyone have an idea how my tune's notes should show?
Yay.
This one is one of the ones that is always confusing for officers. If you look at pictures, it's not the very bottom one, but it's the one right above it. If you pop that open, you'll see. This, if you could see, it's on Airy Peak. I was on Airy Peak when I took the screenshot. So the tune's name is Needwin. It says Airy Peak. But their main is Blaze Up. Different one of us know who Blaze is. So
Storm
Blaze
Rage.
Up. Yep. So I put Blaze Up -alt, and then I put SR. So if I was on Moonguard, it would be my main's name -alt, and then I would put in parentheses WA. Sometimes some call it WRA. You don't have to, but if you want to, you can save these pictures. I think I'm going to end up uploading them into a document because I end up using these actually quite a bit.
That'd be great if you could do that so we could have them for training.
Yeah. That's a good guess, Extolphin. So it would look like this. So I joined in Yoli's realm. Yep. Brandon got it. Almost. A mini bro, yo. That's how it feels.
Focus, Minnie. Focus.
Take a drink. If you guys ever get confused about the notes, I promise you just ask someone else that's an officer and stuff on your realm, or ask your GM. Someone will help you. And it's going to take a bit. There's going to be times you're going to invite people into the guild and you're going to completely forget as well. I still forget at times to put in notes. Everyone does. So it's not a major deal, but at least then we try to keep them filled in the best that we can. Because it helps us to find people too, like if there's problematic members or what have you.
Right.
I don't think it was. No, I don't think it was.
Sorry, I thought
Whisper Wind's not filling out the dates. Does anyone have any questions about filling out notes in the guild roster?
Yeah, I missed the entire thing. Would you repeat it, please?
Well, Nada, I don't know if you know how to do this.
I'm
She's
sorry.
just
I
so
was going to get coffee. What'd you say?
Meet with me afterwards, and then I'll work with.
Yeah, I'm still fighting Jaina, so you'll have to do this all over again.
I told you, wipe it up. Wipe it up.
Sorry, I'm playing another game right now. I wasn't paying attention.
Are you in Fortnite? Let's queue together.
All right. So we're not quite time for a timeout yet, break time yet. Normally around now we would be, but we got a couple. We'll do a couple. Wait a few more minutes. All right. So we're going to talk about because we're not doing the Discord one yet. Timeout in game. The two main reasons that we use timeout are limited guild chat access and bank access. So if you place a member into timeout, very specific trigger of events must be followed. So say you got someone that's, I don't know, being really hostile and to other members and stuff in chat. They're trolling chat aggressively.
Pushing politics.
Pushing religion. All those things are a reason that someone can put in the timeout.
Vulgarity to an extreme point.
I have had some people really, I felt like I was reading a smut magazine. Talking about eating assholes and stuff like that.
Whoa.
Ouch. Yeah, I mean, we're mature content, but we're mature content.
Yeah.
And that's not mature.
So those are some of the reasons of why you would place someone in timeout. And
Can I ask a quick question?
sure.
So, example, and I've had this back when I was a guild leader, when you're in Discord and somebody asks for a subject change, if somebody ignores that or refuses to, is that still grounds for a timeout?
Well, we'll
Yes.
get to that. It can be, yeah. It can be, because sometimes people can request it, though, just because they don't want to talk about this. And it may not even be anything that's super offensive or anything like that. Sometimes some people are just, they don't want to talk about it. So it depends. You have to use your best judgment. Most of the time, though, if someone asks, it's because it's kind of pushing the borderline of what's acceptable and what's not. Basically, what I tell people is, if you wouldn't be saying this in a public place, then don't be saying it here. You know what I mean? We're not your group of your homies.
I was gonna say,
Yeah, people are going to get away with a lot with me then because I have no filter.
I was gonna say too, like if it's not that bad of a conversation, it's just people don't want to fucking hear about it. You could just whisper them personally, because maybe they didn't see the person out, and then if they continue to do it, then you'd probably put them in timeout.
Okay. I just wanted some clarification just in case.
And that's probably about the best that you can say, yeah. Oh, another thing, homophobic stuff, if they're going on about gays and stuff like that. I've had people go on and on about midgets and everything else, but you don't know. You don't know if there's people in the guild and stuff that are, that have dwarfism or have family members with that, or you just don't know.
Or that I'm about to celebrate my 25th anniversary with my wife of 25 years, which I gotta go. Sorry, the grandkids are showing up, so we have to go and get started.
Have fun.
Love you all. I'll talk to you all later.
Take care.
Congratulations. Have fun.
Talk to you later.
Thank you.
So, like, doing timeout is step one.
Yeah.
After you've timed them out, you want to. There's this thing called a snip tool. It's on every single PC. Majority of the time, I would say 99% of the time. I use that. I make copies of the conversation, and then I will send them to. Let's just say I was an officer. I would send them to Minnie, and then Minnie will look over the conversation and figure out what she wants to do from there. Go ahead.
In other words, you want to screenshot whatever the conversation was in chat and then send them in Discord to your GM after you time that person out. And you want to make sure that you let that person know that they've been placed on timeout, that they need to speak to their GM in Discord to be pulled out of timeout. If they were farming the bank, honestly, you can say, you've been found to be suspected to be misusing the bank. You've been placed in timeout at this time. Which also, so when you're placed in timeout, you have no access to the guild bank, and you have no access to guild repairs. You also can't. I'm pretty sure you can not see and not talk in guild chat anymore either. It used to be you could still see guild chat, but you couldn't talk in it. But I think that's changed since Blizzard updated the community stuff.
Yeah, they can't get out of timeout until they talk to the GM. I mean,
so just make sure you screenshot, because a lot of times, by the time they get to the GM, they'll say, I didn't know, or I didn't do that, or I can't understand why it's placed on timeout. No one ever said anything to me. No one told me how I get out of timeout. Not always. There's a lot of times people leave after the place timeout. It just kind of just depends. So
we've had people stay in timeout for like over a month before because we forgot. So it's different.
Yeah.
Don't forget.
So, yeah, don't forget. I always put something in my officer chat as well, and I do that so that at least my other officers and stuff know. Well, I'm saying like even when I was an officer, like, okay, so and so has been placed on timeout, and I let them know and screenshotted whatever had happened, and then I sent it forward ahead to the GM.
So how do they get out of time?
So to get out of timeout, they have to get in contact with the GM. Typically, most GMs like to do it within Discord. Because the GM will go over all the information. And a lot of times, then they'd rather have a vocal conversation with them. I don't know. Yuli, do you ever let people out of timeout that there is no vocal conversation? I know I have.
No, I haven't. I've always talked to him.
You've always talked directly with them?
Yes. I'm not saying that there could be a circumstance where,
Yeah.
It would happen, but that's been my history.
Yeah, I just tell them to directly message their GM in Discord. They say, I'm not signed up on Discord. Well, there are times that we can also sign them up, give them a VIP tag so they're there temporarily, so they can at least message and talk privately to their GM. Because some people don't want to talk on voice to other people, and I understand that. They don't feel comfortable doing that. They don't want to voice verify anything of who they are, but they will more than likely sit down and have a one-on-one conversation with their GM. So, and no one at all can don't take them out of timeout unless if you are given instruction from your actual GM or co-GM to do so. That's typically left for the GMs to take care of.
That's good. I don't need that responsibility.
Yeah. There's been times too that say the person then went offline and I didn't have a chance to tell them privately, hey, you've been placed in timeout. If that's the case, mail them a message in game. And when you go to mail them a message, take a screenshot of that message too. Because they might say, well, I didn't get the message. So if it's sent to them in the mail, they most certainly should get it. Should.
The main thing about this whole thing is to stay professional about the whole thing. Don't cuss at them. Don't call them names. Just state the facts and then leave it at that.
Yeah, there's no use of arguing and stuff with them.
If they continue to send you messages, just put them on ignore until the situation's been taken care of. Or at least for the day, because we've had people spam us constantly after they've been put in timeout.
I had someone that was placed in timeout for being extremely aggressive with other members in our guild chat not very long ago, and they continued to do so even after they left. Now I talked to them too, and it should have been fine, and they would have been welcome, be taken out of timeout, but they just completely lost it. And even after leaving the guild, they left the guild. I was still receiving harassing messages from them in the mail. So then I had to open up a ticket with Blizzard and to continue what to do with reporting them for harassment, because you can't just right click on them and report them from mail. So yeah. So there is all that. So we are now at 4 o'clock. That means we can go into a break. You guys can go stretch or go smoke or go to the bathroom or go grab a snack or whatever it is that you do. I think I'm going to go put on a pot of coffee myself. So we'll probably reconvene in about, I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes.
Roger that.
Break.
Okey-doke.
Let's see next. Oh yeah, next we'll go to observe Discord. Okay. I will be back in a few.
And
Bexy, I will have to meet with you after then to go over anything that you missed.
10-4, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it should have had EST on it. All of our events, anything that we ever put up for event times or meetings, they always do it in Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, it does it backwards from how Microsoft Office does it, so I was looking at the week before.
I'm sorry about that.
It's okay.
Okay, so I'll start here. Bexy, what realm are you on? Guard. I'm gonna start handing out officer tags. Ember or Shell, what realm?
I am on Dell.
Shell. Okay. Shell, what about you? What realm?
I'm on Dollar.
We're on Dow too.
Nada already gave us the officer tag.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gotta give yours here in Discord.
Gotcha.
So, doing that now. I have not taken your training away yet. I'm going to wait to do that because that way then anything that's in here you guys can grab. Normally, a lot of times people then kick you all out of here, and I don't want to do that just yet.
Appreciated.
I just gotta make you guys all happy. I'm going down the tag. Bexley Silgar. Shell is on Dow. Ember is also on Dow. I gotta double check. I think I gotta move you down in my one document. OLED is on Airy Peak. Oh, I can't remember. All right, thank you, Shibuti. Appreciate that muchly. Health Assault Officer. And Dolphin, I'm sorry, which realm are you? I forget. Oh, Proudmoore. That's right. Yeah. Pretty sure Al is sound asleep right now. He's great. All right, so that is all there. You guys should all be able to see some new chats up at the top.
For sure. What's that? Rules ID?
So the new rules and ideas is something that's been put together just recently since, the new server. And we want to hear back from our officers. We want, I guess, a closer relationship with our officers. And because of that, if you go in there and you click, this is for ideas or things for new rules or anything like that for for the guild as a whole, and then for the new Discord. So we urge you, Monday night is our council meeting, and we're trying to find happy medium grounds for everybody. You can type stuff in here. There's also, I'm going to copy this and place it here. Find it. There is a document that you can add, perhaps, ideas of rules or whatnot, or things, ideas for the Discord channel and whatnot as well.
Oh, yeah, it's under pinned. Yeah.
Yep. So, all of you all are officers. And with that being said, we'd like to hear if you have anything to add to this, please do. There is a living document here, which is in the pins, and I had just posted it there as well. Okay, so the reason why I had to go on and to make sure that I gave you guys all of your tags is we are going to be testing out, timing out people or server mutes in Discord. The main reason that we use server mute in Discord is limited speech due to Discord violations or inappropriate speech. If you ever have to place a member into a server mute, a very specific trigger of events must be followed, obviously. Reasons that you have to put people on basically a timeout. Say someone comes in and they're completely smashed, drunk, or high, I don't know, and they are just upsetting the whole room. Yeah, he's dealing with an emergency in real life currently. Shna dead? Good. If someone is completely, if someone is completely smashed and they are obviously oblivious and making a big scene in chats, that might be a good reason to put someone on timeout. typically, of course, those are like not even a full 24-hour thing. It's just basically you put them on timeout. We have a couple members that have done it a couple times. You put them on timeout until they sober up in the morning, and then their GM takes them out. Another thing is, I guess, screaming and yelling at other members and stuff in Discord. Stirring the pot, so to speak, bringing up a whole bunch of political or religious speech, and then, if they're asked to kind of change the subject, and they just flat out ignore you, those are reasons to put someone in timeout. We are expecting that some of the rules here in Discord are going to be a little bit more lax than what they are, but council as a whole is still working on that. So that's why I said, if you guys have anything you want to add, or things, rules, anything like that, please add that to that list and that new chat that you had seen up there. Also, please note, whatever realm you're on, you now have a new officer chat. If you're on Airy Peak or Dalaran, Kel'Thuzad, whatever. This is a main chat room. Please, by all means, need to check in this a couple times a day. This is a main way for officers and GMs to stay in contact with each other. This is a good spot if maybe to share information or reminders about upcoming trainings, or say just if you're keeping an eye out on a member that's always kind of seemed to be walking that line of being, I don't know, trying to be a pain in the butt to everybody. I just seen that high Shabu. I just happened to click on Kel'Thuzad. I don't have these all hidden right now. So we ask you to make sure that you check in that a couple times a day. This is server specific. Obviously, you should also have another chat. If you look up there, you should see the new officer chat. You guys see that? If you click on officer, it should be like clear up to the top. Someone's losing.
Yeah, I see it.
OLED went up the officer chat.
Yeah. So you guys actually have a couple new things here. So the officer chat that you guys should see. So you'll see different things in here. You're also going to see when people all of a sudden are coming into the landing pad and they need assistance. Yes, you get chimed when they come in now. We do not have a video as of yet put in here. I think we're working on that. So currently, as of right now, well, this should be fun because I'm going to have to explain that too. But anyways, okay, let's back on track.
Hey,
So
man,
timeouts.
real quick,
Yes.
I see two separate officer chats.
Which ones do you see?
There's one at the top that's officer chat, it's lowercase officer, and one on the bottom that's officer chat, that's uppercase officer.
One voice, one text.
Oh, okay, my bad. Never mind. Continue.
Yeah, because there's going to be a spot too that if you guys are doing officer-related duties, rather than sending in chats, or say you need to talk to an officer in your realm, or another realm to do something, I don't know, maybe there's an issue or it's something that you're working on, you can jump into the voice room.
Got it.
Okay, so the Discord mutes, etc. How do you do it? Well, you guys can test on me if you'd like. If something happens, you obviously can always take screenshots of it. We are going to ask people, one of the main things is still not to post, any children underneath the age of 18 here, because it's above 18 and it's a security thing. I don't see a reason why we should have pictures of little kids here. I think that they're talking about headsets and stuff. I can't give you a solid on everything with the rules yet. I wish I could, but I can't. So if you right-click on me, right-click on my name, you should now see a whole bunch of extra fun stuff. First off, to put someone in timeout, you see where it says roles, ROLES. It's down at the bottom.
Got it.
So if you go over to that pop-out menu on the side, it scrolls all the way down. When that scrolls all the way down, you'll see a timeout box. You can check that. what that does is it's supposed to lock them down so they cannot, they don't have access to anything here. The only thing that they have access to is the landing pad. So they can't see anything with the text chats. They can't participate in any of the rooms. Then landing pad and AFK is all that they can get into. But when you put someone in timeout, you also have to take away all of their tags. So please make sure you remember who their home realm is. In fact, write it down so you don't forget. So in order for that timeout to work, they cannot have any other tags on them at the time, okay? So you want to remove all of those tags. I don't know how I got a Kalthus odd member, but that's okay. Oh, because I'm clicking on someone else. That's why. All right. Did everyone see then how you can find the timeout?
Yep.
It's blacked out, so we can't time you out. Sorry.
Yeah, it's because I'm a GM. I'm sorry. All right.
I'm just kidding.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to find the timeout thing.
Can't find it?
It's at the very bottom of the list, and it's like blacked out, but you can see where it says timeout if you look.
You're missing a tag, Ember. Hold on. Try now.
Yeah, it's right below initiate.
Yeah.
You got it now?
I was going
Yes.
to try it on someone else, but you don't want to kick someone out by accident.
Yeah. Be careful because you don't want to kick anyone by accident. Yeah. Yeah, I forgot to give you one of your tags. Will, would you mind going through each one of these and make sure that they each have a realm officer tag and then an
Sure.
officer tag as well, just to make sure? I'm pretty sure I gave them all to everyone. I just wanted to be sure.
Hey, Manny, if I can make a suggestion, there's actually a note section on Discord. If you click on that person's profile, I always leave notes like what their home realm is if I have to place them in timeout.
Oh. I never used it for that. But that means only you can see it then.
You keeping the trainee tag on them? I'm sorry.
Yeah, for now, so they can grab anything out of there. The only problem is only you can see them. All right, so that's why I said write down their name. If you're on voice chat, you're not going to get screenshots of anything. You can take screenshots of who was present, who was there to see, or hear things that were happening. If it was in text chat, obviously, then you can take screenshots of that. So you're got to go ahead and grab all that information. And again, you have to ship that off to their GM, let them know that they were placed out in Discord, in timeout, and why. I will tell you that typically if I place anyone in timeout in guild, and I know that they're in Discord as well, I come over to Discord and I also place them in timeout, because 9 times out of 10, if someone gets upset in guild, in game, a lot of times I've seen them come over to Discord and then raise a fuss. And I guess that can go both ways. It happens a lot of times both ways. So normally I do in-game and then Discord. If they get one, they get both. So send all that information to their GM. And you want to be specific about what happened, about, around what time things happen, what was said, or what you had saw, what others saw, etc. You need to also let that person know that they've been placed into timeout, why they were placed into timeout, and in order for them to come out of timeout, they need to speak with their GM. Cannot, for any means, take anyone out of timeout. You've got to let that up to the GMs to take care of. Your GM may contact you, say, hey, I spoke to so-and-so, maybe they're at work or something like that. Would you please take them out of timeout? And that's going to be okay. Another thing that we typically do too is if someone's been placed in timeout, we go up into officer chat as well, into the main officer chat, and let something know that so and so has been placed in the timeout. Does anyone have any questions about that?
No.
Okay. So, moving on, we're going to go talk about the landing pad and the initiate lounge. Well, things are a little bit different as from what they used to. What I'm going to do, though, is I am going to give you a document, because I would imagine we're going to have our video back. I want to copy this. And I'm going to put this in the officer chat. This is an instruction pad of how to do the landing pad while there is a video. As you know, right now we do not have the video. I'm hoping that that comes back here soon.
When you click on that, it says, sorry, the file you have requested does not exist.
I wonder if it's been moved. No. This was a document that was made in our Google Docs stuff that is missing.
What is it again?
One of
Sorry.
our Google Docs, yeah.
Which
it
one?
was the document that it was instructions on how to do the new landing pad with the video.
Oh, right.
It seems to have, it's not there. I'm going to have to see if I can
I mean,
find
it's
it.
fairly easy to go over.
Okay.
Yeah, you can usually restore things out of the history
I'm
and
like,
know
where
who
did it
deleted
go?
it. Yeah, you can see the history of who's worked on it.
I don't know. And I'm like, well, where'd it go then? Okay. All right. So moving on, we're going to be talking then about the landing pad and all. As you had seen in the officer chat, you get notified when there's someone that has hit landing pad to be processed. So you do know there is, in order to be notified and to hear that ding, you actually have to have the officer chat selected, or you will not see the ding as they, someone hits the landing pad. I will tell you that doing the landing pad is actually really easy. A lot of people don't realize how easy it is. We're going to find you a document then how to do it without the video. Let's see. Process. Why is that not there? So what you do is, see, there's the landing pad now. I don't know. I guess we could all, honestly, I'll wait for a minute. We can bombard the landing pad if we really want to. So what happens is you go into the landing pad, you see that someone's there, and you say, hello, my name's Minnie Brode, and I am the GM for Morris Accord. Or, hello, my name's Shell. I'm an officer from Dalaran. How can I, or you could say, what server are you coming from? That's what I normally say. So I normally then right-click on their name. If you look up to landing pad now, you'll see that there's people sitting in there. They're right above us. Or you right-click on their name, and then you go down to roles. And then you're going to place, make sure it's member, not officer. Give them the tag of whatever realm that they're on. After you do that, you're going to ask them, what is your main tune that you had joined the guild with on that server? So you're going to right-click their name again, and then you're going to change their nickname. So if you look at each of your names, most of them, like look at, let's look at Bexy. Bexy's main tune must be Bexy, and the reason I know that is because it's put in parentheses. Same thing as with, I don't know, Heather. Heather wants to be addressed as Heather. That's her nickname. So the nickname comes first. Then you do a space, and then in the parentheses, you're going to type, you're going to go ahead and you're going to type the main tune's name. And then just make sure then that you verify with the person, is this spelled correctly?
How do we change their name?
So right click on the person.
Yep.
Go to change nickname.
Don't have that option.
Neither do I.
None of you have that option?
I do.
Are you clicking on the person in landing pad?
Yeah, I'm clicking on a person in landing pad.
Are you doing it on Dreek?
You can't click on
bottom
Drake.
person. The top person's an officer.
Can you do it on Joe?
Got it. Sorry.
It's okay. It does show on Joe.
Yep.
So if you click on that change nickname, just make sure whenever you type whatever into this box, then make sure you hit save. If that's not correct, you can also hit cancel. So then it'll go back to whatever the person had. Sure, lost. Okay, so there's that part. So what I do is I like to split these up into two parts. First thing, so after I got their name and I got them their server tag, I tell them to please refer to, so just remember where landing pad is. I ask them to look at guild info. When they look at guild info, I ask them, when they look at guild info right above landing pad, they'll see the GM roster, which is still in the works. They can find their GM here in this list. You can find all the server realms here. So they tell you they're from Airy Peak. Okay, great. I want you to message Barb or Bewitch. And I would tell them, right click the name and then go to message. And then tell them all that you need to say is, my name is whatever their main tune's name is. I just signed up and went through Discord. And if they have alts, I always have them add that in. So I have an alt name that's in the guild. It has to be in the guild. These are the names of my other alts in the guild. And then I explain to them that we do that. That way, then every one of their tunes can all have the Allegiant rank. And I ask them if they bring in any other alts in the meantime to let an officer know or a GM know so that we can then properly note them and then properly give them the correct rank. Because all their tunes will all have the same rank. So if they're registered on Discord, they all have Allegiant rank. Which means they'll get more being able to withdraw from the bank. They'll receive more in withdrawing or the daily gold repair as well. So then after they go ahead and send that message, I ask them to scroll all the way up to the top. If you go all the way up to the top, you're going to see, they can't see all the channels that you can, obviously. But ask them to refer to where text channels are and say, here are all of our text channels. There's Twitter chat.
Someone's got up there.
I feel so bad. Yeah. We're going to throw glue under them. I point at guild chat. I tell them that, guild chat is between all of the servers. It's not just one server, it's all of them. I also then explain to them about looking for group and how to use that feature. Whatever it is that they're looking to do, they can do an @here, which will ping anyone that's online. If you feel like explaining the rest of these text chats, you can, but it's really not necessary. If you come down more, you can explain then what Guild Solo Chat is and Solo Chat B is. Make sure that you explain to them again that they have to have a headset. If they have surround sound on, please shut it off. Explain how important it is. because nobody likes reverb or that real nice. If anyone's ever got that squealing sound that comes back to you when someone has their speakers on, yeah, because it can be painful. Ask them not to mute their headsets. If they have to go away, then, explain how they can disconnect from the server or how to go to AFK. So after you explain those, I also refer them to guild links. I point them out to, I might just tell them, about the website that's there or the Cross Realm calendar. I always tell them about the Cross Realm calendar. If you know that they're interested in raiding, you can point them out to where the raid roster and application is here in the guild link. So then you tell them anything then below. So we're going to go down to landing pad again. And I want you to look underneath the landing pad. You're going to see the please be ready to participate. These rooms are, and as you guys know, they're free for anyone to jump in and to do whatever they feel like doing there. And then there's the pre-made groups, do not disturb. Make sure you explain to them what these rooms are used for and to please not pop into them just wherever, because people typically are in there, dungeon running, raids, whatever. And then just make sure you show them where AFK is. After you've done all that, you are more than welcome. Then I give them a choice. I ask them if they say, okay, you're all set up. Now you have two choices. Either A, you can disconnect, or B, I can take you up to solo chat and introduce you. Sometimes you're going to get people that don't really know how to maneuver in here. And if, I don't know, I normally spend more time with them. Sometimes you're going to find people that have headsets that don't work or do not have a mic. Cannot process anyone that does not have a mic. There is no good enough reason why you can't process them. Because we like to make sure that we voice verify. My 13-year-old tells me all the time that he is so sure he is going to hijack or going to pull one over on me, and he's going to join guild, and he's also going to join Discord. Because he's sure he can make his voice older. That's what he thinks.
Hello.
Let me talk to him. I can train him.
What, Owen?
Let me talk to him. I can train him.
You tell me you can't join unless you sound like Owen.
Yeah. No, you are not allowed to join until your voice sounds like this.
Oh my gosh.
What the heck?
I don't know. That was fun. Okay, so does anyone have any questions about the landing pad? Heather, can you possibly find the short landing pad document for me? Do you know which one I'm talking about? Will, do you know which one I'm talking about?
The what?
I have a version saved off from when I went through my officer training.
That would be wonderful. Could you share that into the officer chat for these guys?
New officer training, right?
No, she can just put it in officer chat. Because I haven't heard their new officer training or their trainee tags yet.
Are you talking about the Discord landing pad overview? That's in there. I found that. I've been looking through all the documents.
I think that was the one that you're talking about, Yuli, is the one with the video. That one I would like them all to have.
It doesn't have a video. I'll link it.
Well, it doesn't have a video on it, I don't think. Okay. I did find the initiate orientation updated 131.9.
That should be the updated one, yeah.
There should be one with the landing pad, and that's what I was looking for. I guess I need to go and look it up.
Yeah, I think that's it.
FU landing pad?
We used to have an officer named Fu, remember? Or a
Oh,
GM.
yes.
I'll be right back. I have something.
FU landing pad. I just that might be it. Let me look.
Oh, but I just sent you opened up a. It's not right. Let me get it.
FU landing pad. That's hilarious. Discord landing pad overview short version. That is what I'm looking for. This is what I want you guys to have.
That one that Heather linked is pretty short.
Yep. And the next one I just put here, this is the landing pad short document version, which is everything I just went over on voice with you guys. I will tell you that none of you are going to probably get it right away. It's okay to be nervous. Some people are really nervous. Some people aren't. If you're not, great. You can wing it.
If you ever want help, just sit with an officer and listen to them as they go
Yes.
through it. I've had
Yes.
other officers do that too, and well, we welcome people to come in and listen while we're doing one.
Yes. I mean, you're welcome if there's any officer that is in landing pad, like you see, Pays. My husband is up there sitting. Bless his heart. He, you can go in anytime to any of the GMs or officers just to go in and listen. Till you get more of a feel for it. That's always something I think is super helpful. I know that's what I did. I did that quite a few times before I felt comfortable enough to do a landing pad.
Hey, Manny, that just takes me to the Google Drive app. To my
Get a shareable link. Let me try this. Crap. Sorry about the pauses, guys, but I guess I wasn't expecting to because there has been changes. I'm like, man, now what? Because there's some things that we're missing. This, hold on a minute. It says it's a that to my drive.
While you're checking that,
What's that?
go ahead.
Of what? Dying?
Yeah. What's the difference between Guild Solo Chat A and B?
Nothing.
I'm back.
Just making sure.
There's no there's no
It's
difference.
Flow.
Did they get rid of the open channel already?
I was gonna say, in the old one, wasn't one push to talk and one voice?
You had A, B, and push to talk. Or I mean, A, B, and voice
okay.
activation.
It gets really crazy when the channel's all open. We got a lot of people in there.
You know why I can't find this one document? I'll tell you why. Because they're underneath Shadow's name, and any of the documents that were underneath Shadow's name have gone missing.
Oh, how weird.
I can open it and then I can save it to my drive because I opened it in the past, but it's not showing. It is not showing for where it should be, which sucks.
Basically, you might have to cut and paste and create a whole new document.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to end up having to make some new documents for you guys. That's something else that we're working on too. So,
Surprise.
You guys have joined at a fantastic moment.
it's all right. We got this. I'll
It's
work
a
on
lot
that today.
easier than it was.
It's the landing pad short document.
Have you gone over the short version of the?
I went over it with them
Discord?
on voice and yeah, in Discord and landing pad, but that's the problem is I can't pull up the document for them. I'm trying to,
Right.
but it says it was created by Advanced Player Network, and that is missing.
The other document you linked, it basically says exactly the same thing you said in chat.
Yeah. Look. Yeah, this is the document that with the one video that people would come in and see, but the video isn't in this. The link to it isn't. No. So I'm going to have to fix this with you guys, and then we'll have to get it to you. That's the best thing I can offer right now. If you guys go to the officer chat as well, what you need to know is, I don't mean the realm specific one that I want you guys to check throughout the day. If you go to regular officer chat and hit pins, you will see different things in here. Like there's the officer hub, and you're all free, please, by all means, go in there and into the officer hub and look around, dig around. We don't care. There's all kinds of good information in there for all of you. Gotta some of these ones that I have. I'm trying what else I need to go over. You guys, did you guys have any other questions about the Discord or about the landing pad?
No, ma'am.
Nothing?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Did anyone else have anything to add about the landing pad?
No, but I do want to mention to people that since we are regrouping, landing pad has been very busy, so it's actually a really good time to hop in and listen to people.
Yes. All right. So one of the things I just gave you your officer or showed you where to find your officer hub. Like I said to you guys earlier, you got to pay to officer attention to your officer chat. That officer chat could scroll several times a day. It's going to keep you updated to different things that are coming up. It may also keep you updated to, well, maybe different problems across the realms. If there's any problematic members, also it lets you know about the landing pad. You guys knew that. Same thing as with your realm specific one. Please check on that a couple times a day. I'm trying to think what else. Try to your best, if you're able to hit Initiate Lounge. You see someone in there after you're more comfortable, try to hop in there and to assist them as quickly as you're able to. We know if you're in a raid, you can't. It's kind of hard to do that. Some people are that talented. I am not one that is not talented enough for that. We expect our officers to also to conduct themselves. You guys are the face of the guild, so please act like it. Don't purposely be doing things that you know would be like breaking the rules and stuff like that, because other officers are going to hear about it. GMs are going to hear about it as well. So don't come in totally trashed, drunk, because kind of crappy when another officer has to put you in timeout or a GM has to put you in timeout. Do not change people's roles whatsoever. Like, just like as a joke, oh, I'm going to do this as a joke. Don't do it as a joke. Can end up losing your officer rights for doing that. See, I'm trying to think of what else. if people are grouping up in the solo chats, it's up to you. You gotta, speak up, say something, and ask them to please move down. It's not a problem if they're up there and just hanging out, and you don't even know that they're in grouped up. But if they're talking over top of other people because they're in the middle of combat and fighting someone, then it's probably better for them. So it's that they're not being rude, and that so other people aren't interrupting them to go down and group up in a channel. If a member happens to come to you with a complaint, you want to make sure that you get all the screenshots and stuff. If you can, you want to forward those screenshots to the home realm GM or the code GM of the member that approached you. You may be approached by members that are not on your realm. Maybe they feel more comfortable with you or something like that. One thing I have learned to ask is, do you want me to do something about this, or are you just venting to me? There are times people are just going to come to you and they're just going to vent to you, and that's okay. They want to keep it just there. But if they want you to do and they don't want you to do anything about it, but there's also going to be times that they do want you to do something about it. If the complaint in general doesn't require immediate action, obviously you should probably refer them to their GM. If they're coming to complain about, say, so-and-so had a problem with, Becky had a problem with John because John was doing this. If it's any he said, she said, stop them right there. If they're speaking up for another member who had a problem with someone, or they know of someone who had a problem with someone, but they don't want to name names, there's not a lot that we do. People have to be able to speak up and be able to say who the member is.
I hate that vague thing.
I don't like it. I've had it happen that someone come to me and they were complaining about a member, and the only reason they were complaining about the member is because somebody else had a problem with them, but they wouldn't name who the member was that had a problem. Well, how am I supposed to do anything?
That's not actionable.
No. It's not. And it's not fair to the person that's supposedly being accused of whatever. That's why I'm just saying.
You tell them, Minnie, we all deserve a fair chance.
If an officer has an issue with another officer, because it happens, that officer is encouraged to seek counsel from their GM or their co-GM to avoid drama or conflict. Please know anything that's said in the officer channels, stay in officer channels. Like if there's a problem with, say, so-and-so's, I don't know, always come in here drunk all the time and all this other stuff, that's not general information that everybody needs to know, because that'd be embarrassing, probably for the member. Yes, they might have come in and openly did this, but don't spread gossip. We're trying to keep an open line of communication between, GMs and officers, but you don't want to bombard your members and stuff with gossip and stuff like that that's going on. That's why you're an officer. They come to you for help with things, so you're the voice of your members, and keep that in mind. There's a lot of times there's going to be members that are more likely to come to you than they are to come to your GM, and so that means, at least for my officers, I expect them to be the voice of our members. Well, typically I try to expect that for most of ours. I gave you the information for the officer hub. As I said, please look around in there. As you know, in this guild, we accept members from equality is the main thing here. We welcome members of all kinds, regardless. That's me. We welcome members of all kinds, regardless of their sex, their gender, their race, their nationality, their sexuality, their orientation, their religion, their political affiliation, their mental capacity, etc.
How much they click their pins or not.
I don't know. Heather might be like, woman? Telling you. Yeah. We don't tolerate any harassment or hate speech whatsoever here. So please, if a member comes to you, and we've had it, like we've had different members come and be like, look, so and so is being really creepy and they keep harassing me and they're now stalking me. They found me on Facebook. They found me here. They found me there. Immediately take action to that right away. Do not wait for your GM. Do not wait for another co-GM. Like if it seems this person, that a member is legitimately harassing them, stalker, creepy-ish, you want to find someone that can act on it immediately. Because we don't want members like that are here.
Oh, I'm not going to put up with any of that.
Yeah. Most of our. Yeah.
I heard something different. Yeah.
They updated that. As long as the event leader's okay with the streaming, the person that's not okay with the streaming can then either choose to leave the event or accept that they're going to be streamed.
Yeah. Yes.
Right.
Yeah,
They shouldn't be streaming in solo chat anyway.
Yeah,
There's a streaming channel.
they should not. No one at all should be streaming solo, like in any of those solo chats.
I'm going to stream solo chat right after this.
You son of a bitch.
I'm going to put you in timeout.
Hashtag banned.
Yes. So I think that's pretty much everything that's here. That means that you guys are all officers.
Hooray.
Yay, congrats.
Did anyone have any questions?
How much would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
That's which wood is a woodchuck could chuck if he could chuck wood. I think everything's been answered.
It's a good response. I would have just said truck.
Does anyone know? I can't remember. Can the regular officers try moving? Are they able to move rooms? I don't know if they can with this new Discord. Like grab someone and pull them somewhere?
They should be able to, yeah. It might be limited to what room they could pull them into.
Or their rank, maybe.
Yeah, we can.
You can? Okay.
I just moved.
So, that's one of the last things that we shall show you. Here's a good example. You hit landing pad to go and help someone, and then they didn't enter your landing pad. Instead, they went into another one, and there's no one there. Oleg?
Yeah, that wasn't me.
Do you want to explain? I'll let you explain. How do you move someone into rooms?
Who moved me?
Lol.
Right click on their name.
Yep.
On the bottom, you'll see move to. Scroll down to the room that you want to move them to. And then click on it.
Yep.
As simple as that.
So, with that said, that doesn't mean that you control your friends and throw them in all over the rooms.
Oh.
See, Will.
Yeah.
Well, just to let everyone know, it's okay to do it to Kat because it's her birthday.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, with that said, yeah, please, please do not toss people about the rooms unless they really need to be pulled. Because what happens is if someone comes and then they're complaining about it, that they're being tossed into rooms all the time because so-and-so thought it was funny or as a joke, you could lose your privileges of being an officer.
Well, this is also, like, if they join the landing pad and they don't say anything for, like, I don't know, I give them about 10 minutes. Then you just send them a message and send them to the AFK channel.
Move them on down to AFK. That's what I do. I send them a message. Does anyone have anything they want to add here to everyone? No one?
The crickets
ma'am.
have spoken.
You did a good
Yeah,
job.
one thing I was going to ask about.
Okay, go ahead.
Sorry, it is that there was a thing. You know what? Actually, I will ask. I'll PM you about it.
Okay.
Also, if you guys are worried about doing the landing pad by yourselves, you are more welcome to join any of the officers. I myself, Minnie, and Yuli are both very familiar with the process, and we are more than happy to have you guys join us in those rooms.
Oh, I actually would like to say something. I would like to encourage everyone to use Officer Chat as a forum. If you have questions about specific rules, please use that, because this way we could clarify it and everyone will be able to see it as it gets clarified, because you may not be the only one who has that question. And you're not going to be ostracized for it. It's always going to be a constant learning curve. So the only thing we can do is, do our best.
Do you guys all have everything that you want from the trainee room?
Yeah, I pretty much bookmarked everything you linked.
Because I don't want to go and take those trainee tags from you guys.
Did you pin them, by the way, Minnie?
No, I'm going to. Okay. You mean on my picture screenshots? Yeah. Actually, wait a minute. Aren't we supposed to leak the new officer training on them so they can see when new officers come in? Or is that just for senior officers?
I am not familiar with that process yet.
No.
Yuli, do you remember?
You mean taking the trainee tag off of them?
Oh, no, yeah, we do got to take the new trainee tag off them.
Right.
I'll start doing that.
Then I'm not sure what the question is.
I thought that we needed, or can officers see that still? Okay. Yeah, then there's, I guess I answered my own question. Yeah, because it'd be nice if they can see, when people come in. So with that, the only person that I need to stay is Bex, so that
Yes,
I can go over what you missed. I think with it, because I pulled you up here from AFK.
Yeah, sorry about that.
It's okay. It's all right. That's why I'm like, well, I'll stay after and I'll do some stuff.
All right, everyone's tags are set.
So you guys are free to spread your wings and fly.
Happy graduation to everybody.
Yeah.
All right, be good, gang. I gotta head out.
All right, guys, have fun. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Have a great night.
Thank you.
Get out before you send you to AFK.
Heather Shibuti still wants to keep the trainee tags so they can grab everything when they're home.
Oh, okay.
Got it.
Oh, okay. I won't do it then.
You're welcome. Sure, and double check. Got it. Yeah. You got it, Shibuti.